the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
Now, see I say, Kwam Bafo ya dodo na friend Abronye, Bron regional chairman of the MPP. In fact, we pay a free circuit court 9. Ya a war and crime. Enra ena yenyan intie say Abronye ana invitation by the Criminal Investigation Department on Nsem-Pii allegedly now account ede afa the IGP and the policing institution. Now, after the honoring of the invitation, Esambe told you say the Ghana Police Service, in fact, I effected an arrest. Ya omo detaining chairman Kwam Bafo ya dodo na friend Abronye. And you remember and the Ghana Police Service, they betu just say they've charged Chairman Kwam Bafo Abronye for offensive conduct that is conducive to the breach of the peace. They can be charged and say offensive conduct conducive for the breach of the peace. And tini ehwanimu se sade mra etie no. Chairman Kwam Bafo Abronye ebekwa kujina mra ni mo court na yetie sade mra no so eka the for discharge and many more the Ghana Police Service in fact ebe 44 no entino and there was circuit court 9 assembly ko PM police ko bo crew lawyers for Kwam Bafo Abronye ko bo crew the Ghana Police Service abetu just say yera Kwam Bafo Abronye in fact omo ejai no a enye yie enu ntino onko twere aban kukumu na Yakopon ya domo a efiada ebe that is the 12th of September 2025 yes am fani me PM court na embra entonkoso enu no eni. Now interestingly kwanya the Ghana Police Service so in collaboration with the CID yera Kwam Bafo bar court esade ne koye the mode of transportation car na wo shem ama international lawyer Kwame Ajimananhore ya osan human rights lawyer ya oye juma edema human rights court ya wo Paris in France actually bibi on the Facebook wall lawyer yi chiremu a charge dia ba Abronye ono he spent close to 30 years in the bar in France. Charge border on issues of civil, not criminal. Into a civil case, according to charge on working kind, free the Ghana Police Service one. A civil case. The idea civil case, a day na nipa, a try na civil case, and criminal case. Near the neighbor court. Now, this is the mode of transportation. For saying no makaka. But as I met to our lawyer no asem so yan kwani yan kohwe. Kwanya. Ye fa so de Kwam Bafo Abronye back on ne kwanya de fa so free ho. Black Maria police car ya wo dem wa kire enyasem ketwa ne meto anko.
Oh yeah.
In this car. Is that criminal? Is that criminal? One day we will put more people in there.
Enti video no de twagu ye nti video we na lawyer Henri Ajiman, a human rights lawyer called to the bar of France working in the human rights court in Paris actually when the Facebook watch him say onti eniyoma biase because emramu no say what try will be under civil layer yamfa no mfa such a hideous process obeka say nipa no wa commit crime kese bia te say ebi magana ha no da so onti ase na de wono ahunu de there are several issues bordering on the human rights of any power here under trial chairman Kwam Bafo Abronye ya osusu say in fact things are going to the extreme na o tu oman for say ya makwan emma said the mra no kan enye juma we should not be clouded by our political affiliation or say in no way and I was subscribed to insult as obi a woni mra no lawyer Ajimananhore chirima there is no way anybody in his or her right senses should condone insult insult of any form. Say a directed at public figures, say a directed at politicians, say a directed at people at the helms of affairs. And your papa, you should be able to make constructive criticisms. You should be able to make constructive critiques. But say oko to the extent of insulting, using vulgar languages, using derogatory languages against Obiade or no, as a lawyer or Nimrano, he doesn't subscribe to it. But that does not mean say, I was say you go overboard, bra ye person mra, because you no one way yameno mi no so be there. According to lawyer Ahre Ajiman, it is to the extreme at the man. Now MP for a fija sechere. And so as I know eto sa Nsem-Pii will be. Diabeko na yakwa kuti no na afin come wo no ye dey so.
Afamisem. Na mum e blow man pa. Doctor news no any say me be breaking no abra wutie ne metie futi. Unua Abronye bono chairman NPP. Me ba cho ye di nkomo ibra engine 96.1 kuma se Facebook. Ye ma videos afri ho. Be di wada senati. Doctor ye say Abronye ye kika ne nsem ko ba ye no nyina no. Aban so de ni si kakra ana Ghana police so de ni si kakra. Be ye enafuanum. Ansan yamana kwa mana ba bonte. Wati? Ni so wati?
Sisi ano ya wo yi ha okay.
Emane how say ye divert ya ba.
Matias say be di nkomo no. But Ali enye ade a eye ne kwan so no. Enye right. Because Ali Ghana hanum say obeka tem didi pa anka the NDC government ayo mu yi. Omo kwala bebre no meka say they omo promote omo out of insult. And ye start say ye can ye betimi aka ye. Some of their people are a host of shows. Atemdidi omo de ma chief justices omo ewo bench. Omo a eti say omo ewo abrochiri a omo kasama omo edi atem di otumfo edi obibia atem. Ene omo ni omo nenam omo mom safe passage eba Ghana ha no mokoye. Now uhwe omo ankasa omo nkrofo a omo mom promotion bia ye CEOs attend your body former president ene nkrofo wa ha no mo say. Na oka che me say insult say we di obi atem into a cause fear and panic say bia we di IGP atem into for that matter they need two more. Now I understand saying to you chief justice ifu they are putting fear in the judiciary so that they can go on political persecutions, and this is bad. How can you tell me say the okaye nintino o did it tum? It is so bad. Ghanaians should condemn this. I mean, me who yana my surprise. Me they go to me Facebook. Say this is political persecution. Now for how long? For how long? A commodine crop where never Dalana air cosro no. Enche be abo say abosu okani swamifoni na umbe strike. Dalana air cosro no. What the politics ye bibia look a good war. The NDC is enjoying good war, but they are fading their good war. John Mahama, your people are setting you up. Ghana for by the time I would dial a becos kakano, what he had to say within 2 months. And now dobe ye bianya Ghana for FBU. Ali ye do point to be so good war now. Oh yeah, there no be a come. But omo ya manatra I too much. How can you say because of what could you be attempt to call 5 days? Our Ghana has say. Our Ghana had say. Nani anka NDC for if you watch na ko be hu attend the amount for din kofo bebre ba NDC for MPP for bia ye kom because hey sadie we there ukọ enye destructive ade a destructive then yen kada then amount for kada. What is special about NDC? What is special about your people and your appointees? You want to jail somebody because you have power? And out of good war now what but you are fading almost fade you almost good war. Almost fade you almost good war. Ali, I'm telling you here, Ghana for look, what has sustained NDC's good war as of now is the dollar. And you see, if you do politics too much, you get exposed. Almost you almost share sign my way. Even handling of mining issues. The dollar is going because you see syndicated loan but normally by October now last year, but this year, and now all quarter West Christmas, there's going to be more demand for the city. Says here, a quarter 13, say 14. One share by the end of the year, the city is going to be around 2025. Now, who say people will not eat politics again. Now they are going to eat common sense. Now pressure, no, they can't sustain it. I'm not for a come because normally there's something we call goodwill. Will be a come for youth, but they are abusing it. They are abusing it. In fact, the arrest and detention of Abronye make no sense, and I'm asking all MPP people, all well-meaning Ghanaians, all journalists, wherever they are, I will say you can't say, okay, you're my NDC for opportunity. I live here, NDC for, nurses for cause strike. Now MPP for your parliament, almost say there be time my year 2020 elections, nurses for cause strike election year for 3 weeks, NDC for support here. But now I say I'm not going to support this. They say, no, we are not going to support this. Emma Moko, who's a senior man, last month, or say, I am one of the most reasonable ranking members. I say, yes, I'm a leader. I'm here to lead, and I'm here to advise you. Main far in your politics. On this occasion, the nurses must go back to work, and we are going to negotiate with them. Omoba negotiations. Ask the nurses. I'm leading negotiations. The same person now lead call strike in 2023 weeks. Momo dia oko 2 weeks I'm using the MPP ni. Now on no call week or call 3 weeks under MPP. Now the man can MPP. But because of that, I told them in their faces, say, you better negotiate with government, but please go back to work. Man, find your politics. At all, I never play politics with that because Nipani Wua on to me back. And I told them I'm never going to be. And then my minority for a supporter say they should go back to work and then negotiate. At this point, we did it on goodwill, say. You lose the election heavily, but a year or no, say we are going to pay them back. But this time around, they are going too much. Say Obi started here politically because the NDC they are going too much. Should over there Chief Justice and saying, says yeah, and me say yes. What next? Omo promote for ECDMra. Na me dia how many say? A man no wa himfa. Na a man kwa na ye omo tete wo mo. Says yeah, the Abronye ya bema and to say and they have gone for him. And the man Abronye say, I'm going to show you where power lies. For how long? For how long? What's the MPP for ye fumekum? Mo fumejao. Ye because of COVID, Russian war. Ena for eka yentie ena a hand time ena politics ena power abuse and ye said we are close to God. And you see Bible says pray hona se o man ho so a ono ye de opekwan yes e bro was say yen ya bra ya
de kan na ogitum
na me kan obebia
wow
na me start kan ye ne
o kan wo na kan we
me Mr. Kanye, I come before elections, we come after elections. That's me. I don't change my ways.
Any other film?
If you go and Google, you see that my positions here clear.
Give an explanation. You gave an example. You actually gave an example in respect of the fact that the police service early this year actually came out with a directive say now the issue of max shot and they will want to abstain. One would have thought to say police before Eberman assurance, they will have followed and carried out the assurance. But in this instance, they are doing otherwise. The Oko organization, there was standard operating procedure. Oko hospital, there was standard operating procedure. What hospital? In the Ghana Police Service, if they have standard operating procedure, that standard operating procedure regulates some of these things. And yet, say, Act of Parliament. What I say. But police before was to me say also with me then not standard operating procedure. I bet guided police for in investigation and arrest. What I say because the reason why you arrest is to ensure that the person will be there for investigation. But Ocean and say mark short eba you're publishing it being in a name now but advanced countries it depends on the nature of the offense. And even most of those countries they do this after you have gone through the full trial and the court has pronounced you guilty. Because you're Ghana, and there was an issue which involved what we call it cocaine and others emanated from Western region. This is Robert Agomils Robertson versus the Republic. One of the judges had a cause to run. And the reason why the judge wanted was that one, say you will be not say the Nikujina not say The reason why we punish the person is to ensure that the public could be deterred from some of these offenses. But the court held said, for you to ensure the deterrence, you can put the person's image there. You can even publish the person's, what they call it, image. Because when you publish the person's image, the public becomes aware of the fact that this individual committed this offense, and as a result of the commission of the offense, he stood and then the court actually has convicted him, and he has been sentenced. Then the end of the day, the prosecutor, and then the pictures but cool about him and the new I will not go and commit such an offense. But in this case, young fan could jump and compono, a big carbon social media. So Junior said, because the police service has always been feeding in the mindset of Ghanaians, because there's a certain perception. That perception is that once you are arrested and then the police post your pictures on social media with handcuffs, it means you are a criminal. That shouldn't be so, because the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana actually talks about presumption of innocence, which presumption of innocence ignores what they call it, the benefit of every accused person. You are presumed innocent until proven guilty by a competent court of jurisdiction. The only Nippon images about social media, and I say, Nippon now no be who say assume a good handcuff. Now you make and say, assume a about where no. Say you don't call to put number no say. I dance here, police before they buy, and as I dance here, prosecutors they buy, no. A moon meaning as will be a church of boss at Corona. Then if I already can't form an opinion about you because of who say it's a good handcuff, that person may not have the benefit, what I say, of also reconsidering his thoughts on the fact, say, that if I didn't buy one thing, say, we are, didn't picture about one thing, a good handcuff. The court has actually acquitted and discharged. It will say, if I won't in the minds of the ordinary Ghanaian, if I know a comfort before it was court. And see, if the police service has to now, so only standard operating procedure about regulating some of these things immediately they must get a standard operating procedure. They must adhere to the standard operating procedure. They must be professional. They must not act maliciously. They must not act in a manner that would jeopardize what they call it, the liberty, what they call it, the fundamental human rights of every individual who is on record is alleged to have committed an offense against the state. What I say, in any other question, you can even put it
Tisiano say, Obi, ye the handcuff a gunisa. Na ya publishing a bonting. Again, that's all ye.
Say, the handcuff gunisa near publishing a bonting. There's a remedy and a thought. There's a remedy because once your image is out there, the ordinary Ghanaian believes that you are a criminal. So you're trying to be malicious prosecution. For instance, if someone goes to lodge a complaint against me at the Ghana Police Service, and then Ghana Police Service, say, okay, as soon as I have a lodge complaint, let's invite the person. You invite me. Here, born could not, what do you call it, running. Not say, Emrano, I then actually say, the person can have an action against the police service that can actually sue the Ghana Police Service for malicious prosecution. What I say, after suing the Ghana Police Service for malicious prosecution, you were arrested. What I say, you were detained. What it means is that once the court says that you are not guilty, you are discharged and acquitted, the arrest will mean said it was unwarranted, it was unlawful, and your detention was also unlawful. The law also provides that once all these things are done and then you are cleared by a court of competent jurisdiction, you can sue the Ghana Police Service. You see, we are in a democracy where people fail to test the law. Now the Ghana Police Service and Yoku, now they invite people, they arrest them, and then they throw in tram-up charges. I don't know, they don't prosecute. Ocean Cover Police Department they've not been able to secure any successful conviction in respect of what they call it, allegations against the panel. But because of that, Mamufonu show into the Ghana Police Service, not from Mokase, you must have set a right, and that right is guaranteed under the Constitution. That right is guaranteed. What shall I say? By what do you call it? The law in force. So once police invite you or arrest you or detain you or put you before court and begin to prosecute you and they fail. When you come out, you must secure the services of a lawyer. You must take an action against them. If 2 or 3 individuals
I see.
are able to take actions against the Ghana Police Service,
They'll
stop it.
But
They'll stop it.
About the pictures, no. Say the pictures on the official police social media handles, no dear. Ya cover unipanenim. But near who say the same picture, no. Na I say you carry near release ya many pebi. I'm almost circulating and no answer. Police if I cover nipanenim ya to abonten. That issue no so and no over can say because police will be catch or say and your money di nipa you cover and any better abonten. But we see say the same picture now police if I cover any mono the same picture the abonten.
So one, when you were in a handcuff, you were in a uniform, a boy. So once a third party comes out with the same picture, one could reasonably infer a police and a African because nobody was there. And the police service would not even allow an outside to take place when you were in their custody. Especially when the picture at the Bible, you were in custody. If you are police counterback, now, Obia, the handcuff of goons, now, your cow picture. That picture, no, the police may cover your face. But if you see the same picture on the walls of an individual on Facebook or social media, you can now, or you can then infer, say, it is indeed true that the police service actually leaked your picture and gave that picture to a third party for malicious reasons. So that's it. And see, once you are defamed, if you feel that those pictures that have been separated, they have actually caused you damage, reputational damage, you can commence an action in respect of defamation against whoever did that against you.
Counsel, finally, minimum say na record to them one Jubilation Beka saying. The other aspect is say